to my Adobe Illustrator tips and tricks video, where today I'm going to be talking about the artboard. Okay, so in this document I have created an artboard that is let's see the measurements. If you come to your left side panel here, you see this artboard 2. When you click it, if it highlights the first artboard you have, you can see the size of the artboard here. You see, so suppose if I'm going to change the size of the artboard, I want it to be 210 by 297. Just come here and say 297. It can change like that. Let me just bring it back to 210. Press enter. Okay, so what you can also do, you can even just change it to a preset one over here. When you click here, you see you can have different sizes that you can select. You can select letter, you can select an A4 size, you can select whatever size you want. Okay, right. Also you can change the orientation of the artboard. This one is a portrait. See the same tools you have here are basically the same tools you have on the right side panel. So if I click on landscape, it then changes to a landscape mode. Okay, and then portrait, it's portrait, just back to that one. Let me put it on landscape. And then what I'm going to do is I want to create an artboard from an artwork. Okay, say it's either a picture or an artwork that I'm working on. So let me just bring up this. There's a picture I have here, and just drag it into Illustrator. You see, so this picture, suppose I want to make an artboard with this size. Okay, I don't have to see, if I select the artboard 2, I don't have to drag around like this to try and match the size. You see, let me just undo that by pressing delete. Okay, while selecting the artboard 2, if I just click on the artwork, you see already it creates an artboard around the artwork or picture that I have, just like that. Okay, and say if I want to delete this one, that I no longer need it, if I highlight it, I can either press delete key on the keyboard or just this delete button here. You see, and the other thing I can also do is, if I want to have multiple copies of this artboard, if I hold Alt or Option on the keyboard and then drag, you see, I can create the artboard with the same dimension, and I've dragged the artwork as well, which then brings us to this function of moving the artwork with the artboard. So on this one, notice when I move the artboard, it moves with the artwork, right? But if I don't want to do that, if I just want to move the artboard, right, and leaving the artwork, if I uncheck this box, yeah, I can move the artboard independent of the artwork, right? And then say, okay, let me just create another artboard here. Say I've got these 3 artboards, right? Let me create a few more. Creating a few more, if I want of the same size, I can just click on the plus button here to add a new artboard. It will add another artboard with the same dimensions, right? Say if I've created a lot more like this, you see what's happening now. Now Adobe Illustrator is now going to take the next artboards on the following row, but starting from the far end. But I want to rearrange this mess, right? There's a button here called rearrange all. If I click it, it brings me this box. So it's either I can rearrange them grid by row, grid by column, by row, or by column, right? Say I want to arrange them by column, right? And over here is the spacing that I'm going to have between the artboards, right? This figure you can change. So let's say I want it to be 23 or 20 millimeters, right? I can even check whether I want to, when it does this, should it move the artwork with the artboard but in this case I wanted to move with the artboard, so I'll leave it checked on. So when I click OK, you see now it's rearranged perfectly, right? And also I can even change the artboard name. Yes, suppose this is going to be the cover, so if I type cover here, you notice that it changes, right? The first number here is the artboard number, the second one is the artboard name, right? So this is going to be, say if I say this is page 1, you see what's happening. Okay, so the other thing is, say I now have a lot of artboards and I want to move, I'm on the first one and I want to move to the last one, right? When you come down here, this is the artboard navigation tab. So with this one you can go to the next one. You see it's now artboard number 2, or I can just jump to the last one, artboard number 7. I can even jump to the first one, you see. So basically these are just the basics that I wanted to share with you today. I do certainly hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if there's any questions you have, you can let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.